So I was going through one of my old phones, old BlackBerry Storm 2, and I have a bunch of stuff written in here. I have notes, quotes, and uh, poems, and I found a little essay. It's pretty good, so I want to throw it up on online. It's called Realism and Abolition. Regarding proponents of nuclear weapons' rationale for maintaining, even modernizing nuclear arsenals, one finds the assertion that the notion of abolishing nuclear weapons is rooted in an unrealistic utopian assumption that all disputes will dissolve and resolutions to conflicts will be totally peaceful post-abolition. However, I believe this is a demonstration of the dangerous tendencies of such adherence to ideologies such as MAD, mutually assured destruction, which compels them to avoid seeking an understanding with those they see as opponents, let alone enemies, resulting in actually widening the gulf that needs to be bridged through steadfast and sincere dialogue rather than working towards productive solutions. I would liken it to proponents of slavery who asserted that the abolition of that ideology would destroy the then U.S. economy and collapse the social structure into anarchy. I think it worth noting the extent of their efforts and the dynamics of their tactics to protect what they sincerely believe to be in society's and civilization as a whole's best interests. See modern day Mississippi. And isn't the possession of nuclear weapons by a small group of political and military elites in effect a pseudo slavery? Are there not billions of children, women, and men who are literally living at the mercy of power structures that deem it their personal responsibility, or worse, their destiny, to protect us from essentially themselves first and their reaction to their enemies, perceived or mutual, second? Don't they openly brag that if they feel significantly threatened, they will respond with the goal of mutual destruction, right? They will do their best to kill everyone. If, as human beings, we acknowledge that similar behavior would be dangerous, even unacceptable, in other social relationships, why do we accept it in the people who manage our nuclear weapons and militaries? Are we convinced by those desperate to maintain control of that power, regardless of how destructive it is, that they wield it for us and against them? But while our use of us includes them, does their use of does theirs use of us include us? Is it not realistic to assume that such power structures, with or without weapons of mass destruction, would resort to violence in scenarios they believe to be threatening or uninitiated conflicts? The advocates of abolishing nuclear weapons don't place utopian hopes in the simultaneous end of violence with the absence of these evil tools of indiscriminate death, only the absence of the potential of undemocratic forces in small power cliques to resort to their nuclear option and wreak havoc on humanity for unknown generations to come. Abolishing WMDs will not end violence. It will not end war. Racism, sexism, militarism, poverty, religious strife, dictatorships, and even terrorism, just to name a few, will continue beyond nuclear weapons. But so will we and our children and theirs. John F. Kennedy asked if we would, quote, be remembered as part of the generation that turned this planet into a flaming funeral pyre, close quote. Whatever heritage we leave humanity, for better or worse, is the legacy we leave the future. Though in reality, we cannot complete the task of resolving all the issues that we face as a planetary family, we can abolish nuclear weapons by 2015 and eliminate them from the face of existence by 2030. The first and foremost action necessary to move towards the goal is to admit to ourselves it is our goal. Second, and equally as critical, is to find the courage to say it to someone else. It won't have to be the case of a sales pitch. Once your goals are determined, your life will allow you natural opportunities to pursue your heart. The third is never give up. to not resort to the nuclear option, to kill the hope in your heart and attack the hopes of others. There is no grand utopian just yonder. Beyond a single victory of social justice, there is only the reality we create, the energy we muster towards better tomorrows. There is no end to the means. Someone will always have to struggle for something. This is life, after all. Thank you very much for your time, your consideration, any comments, critiques, or ratings. Peace out.